that is what we are saying. So we are saying that platforms like this must not only happen at the state theatre. That is the message you say. But what we will tell you is that, do you think that platforms like this are important?
Yes, if we make people to such a platform, and then their minds are going to be filled with knowledge and wisdom, knowing that, oh, if I am a writer, then I know that they will know that if they are writing poems, they will know that there is a place for them. You see, like that lady, the way she was talking, the way she said she doesn't know where she belongs.
Yeah.
Those people will know that, okay, there are people from state theatre. They come and do such programs in our community. And then they become exposed, and then it grows. And then it's there, we pick up old people like my sister, so, and then everything will be fine.
Nice. Thank you so much for giving us just that. Sometimes, Bagile, Ayanda, and Ishmael, we're thinking maybe we are old, maybe we are too academic. You see, when I present there, I'm thinking, are these people at my level? Do they hear where I am? You hear what I'm saying? Because I'm at the level that connects us. I'm at the level of a white paper. They have revised the white paper. This is a new white paper. First, it was passed in 1996. And we have made comments to say why municipalities are not benefiting in the arts. It's because in 1996, when they were creating the white paper, the municipalities were not there. Now, municipalities were introduced in 2003. So you couldn't find us a mandate for Treasury to fund the arts. So now they have revised it. By June, this is the second edition. We are now making comments in this session, to say, why do you forget poets? I wrote in here, and I've read this. I realized that they've only put a storyteller. Poets are not there. Where do we belong? So now, in a way it affects you. When Hendrina is looking for money to come and support poets in Winterfell, government will say, but what are poets? What do they do? Like, just explain to us. We can't always have poets always having to perform to show that they are poets. I think, but that is the point we are making. So let us not worry. This has started. This will become an annual event, and we are hoping that we can then rotate it with all the regions if it's possible. But make your point, and then I'll give you another question. Okay.
Thank you very much. To the brother here, you know, there's something I'd like, and this is mostly a message to everybody who works in the arts. If you're an artist, you are an actor, dancer, painter, and everything. You know, I'd like to say that we all have our crafts and our specialities and what we do, and we will always need the resources. But what I advise for everybody is that get up and do something, you know, and then the funding will catch up with you while you're already far, you know. And that's what we try to do with Constellations. Constellations is a production we put together with all the societies we have in the city and outside the city and the Tshwane region.
Mr. Nkusho, can I kindly ask that we just pause a moment and then welcome Umama Way to OMMC Sengakona in the house. Can we welcome our MMC? Thank you so much, MMC. We are just wrapping up the first session, and we will just be advised, possibly if you have time, because we're now preparing for lunch, if whether we can go for lunch first, because we're really preparing ourselves for you to come and talk to us just after lunch, if it is possible, because the young people are here. But our MMC is here, and what we've been talking about in terms of where do we take this form of art, poetry in particular, it really must find itself in a white paper like this, which is a government document which translate down into municipalities in which MMC way to then become responsible to make sure that we deliver in our various communities. So we are actually doing a thorough evaluation, Mama, where are we as poets? Is poetry growing? What are stumbling blocks? What are challenges? Is it just a career path or it's just a hobby? If it is, why doesn't it grow? Why do poets don't grow like musicians? Why do poets just die poor? So those are the things that we are dealing with so that the youth don't choose career path that will stifle themselves in the future. Mr. Mkucho, just wrap up on your side.
Thank you very much. Yeah, as I was saying, because in actual fact, art is a very radical career, and you must take it as such, which means that as an artist, you really need to keep it moving. Keep it moving. You never stay stagnant. You always keep it moving. Hence, I was saying, what we did, there's no camp chair, which has no funding. There's pen seeds that host sessions as well. Street poetry, they host sessions, regardless of any funding that might come. Because as well as an artist, you need to build experience. You need to build experience while you educate each other. That's why when we hear tremors about you in Mamelodi, we will come and find you, which is much better than you coming to knock at the door of the sponsor. Because now the sponsor will always want to know who are you, and what you're gonna say, but this is I think we should get out of that mentality. We must start, we must sebenze, we must work, put in work.
Give him some up. I think what was coming from Ubudwedu from Second of Thoughts is really echoing the same sentiment, to say sometimes we get tired of people who don't help themselves and expect all of us to help them. So all we say is that if you are a shining star, we'll find you. You need to shine, we'll find you. Thank you so much for those comments. I think clear, you also, it's much broader comments, really. And I think the creaming message is that invest in your art. If you are a footballer, like my brother said, if you are a footballer, you don't spend time in practicing football, but you want to see yourself at FNB. Sometimes you're asking too much. It's painful to use Bafana as an example, but it's true. It's painful, yes, as a nation, but it is true. So what you see in Bafana, you see a lot in poetry. There are a lot of poets who freeze on the stage. Because at Night of the Poet, we're giving you 45 minutes, your first 45 minutes. There are poets who cannot even take 10 minutes on stage. There are poets who forget their own words on stage. There are poets who forget completely who they are on stage. So now, we are sitting with a situation we've got wannabes who doing good in those small poetry circles. In small poetry circles, you will be good because there are so many. You do one poem, then everybody clap, then you think you're big. And that makes you not read a lot. That makes you not write a lot. And Mrs. Bangida was telling us, if you don't read, you won't be able to write. I am not a poet because I know how difficult it is. I chose to produce poets and give them a platform, create jobs. We're creating jobs through poetry. In a year, we have 12 shows. And we have almost 10 people per show who come and perform. The lead poet and the supporting. So that is creating jobs, sustainable jobs, through our work. Ayanda is right. Some of us have made sure that we continue with these projects. Funding will follow. Those who see we're doing good, they will fund. You are here. All we need, we cannot continue producing poetry if there are no poets who write poetry. Whereas, if all of you are going to produce poetry in English, then we've got a problem. We'll never have a variety. I think the point that was made by Calvin is one of our leaders. Poetry is no longer promoted the way it used to be. You see, Tina, we grew up listening to across the board poetry. Mzwake Mbulu was our big thing. Yeah, when you listen to Mzwake Mbuli, 170